Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohanan. We are here today. This is Brotherhood class. We come here today to talk about brotherhood. Brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood. When we talk about brotherhood, we mean the same for both. Brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood. So when we're speaking on brotherhood, we're speaking on sisterhood too. And our communities lack brotherhood. We got this holiday coming up today. In 2 days, it's Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is just a celebration that the European or so-called white man holiday is to celebrate or to commemorate the destruction of the Native American Indians. Native American Indians welcomed the European into this land, and the European turned around and stabbed them in the back. It was destruction of the Native American Indians. What you got, bro? Yeah. But anyway, yeah. But that's to commemorate the destruction of the Native American Indians, you know? So, like I asked before, we already got the answer. The Thanksgiving is the destruction of the Native American Indians. I want to grab the scripture, 1 Esdras, chapter 8, verse 84 in the Apocrypha. 1 Esdras, chapter 8, verse 84. Let me know when you got that.
First Esdras, chapter 8, verse 84. Therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons.
Say it again.
Therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons.
It says, therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters to their sons. What does that mean? Not to join your sons, your daughters to their sons. What does that mean?
That means don't.
Go ahead, Bob.
Not let your sons have sex and marry these other nations.
Exactly. Not to let your sons or your sons, your daughters unto their sons. Not to let your daughters marry unto their sons. Not to let your daughter carry any heathen babies. You understand what I'm saying, sis? That's what that stands for. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons.
Neither shall you take your daughters unto their sons. This is no mixing at all. But you know, in the black community, we believe in mixing. Why we believe in mixing? Who taught us to mix? Other nations being, yeah, you're right. It's really not a wrong answer. The other nations, the white man, you know what I mean? But at the beginning of time, it was because we was living amongst those other nations. And when you begin to live amongst other nations, you start to take on the characteristics of other nations. You understand what I'm saying? So in taking on the characteristics of the other nations, when you start diving or delving into their culture, you start to delve into their people. You understand? So sons and daughters become trade-off pieces. You understand? Our daughters go with their sons, our sons go with their daughters, and so forth. And then at the same time, think about this, right? When you marry into another nation and they have a totally different culture than you have, what happens? What tends to happen?
You take on their gods.
Exactly. You take on their gods. You take on their beliefs. You understand what I'm saying? And let me ask you a question. When you take on their beliefs, what happens? You know that says? There you go. When you take on their cultures and their customs, you take on their gods and you begin to serve other gods. You understand what I'm saying? You begin to serve and you begin, not only that, when you start to serve their gods, what happens?
Make your God angry.
But not only that, but what happens? When you serve their gods, what happens? You got it. You got it. It's right there on the top of your head. That's it.
You punch your God.
Think about it, right? When you serve, all right, I'm gonna give you a clue, right?
Uh-huh.
If you serve one, you're gonna hate the other. So if you serve their God, what happens?
You hate your God.
Exactly, you hate your God. When you serve their God, you leave your God. You understand? And it's just like, think about this, it's just like integration, right? When Martin Luther King integrated us in, and we talk about this all the time, when Martin Luther King integrated us, what happens when you integrate?
You love theirs, you hate our own.
You love theirs and you hate your own. But not only that, whenever you integrate into something, you become that thing that you integrate into. So when you become white culture, you leave your culture. You understand what I'm saying? That peppermint smells good. God damn it, dude. When you integrate into a culture, you become that culture that you integrate into. You understand what I'm saying? So, just like it tells us in the Bible, you're gonna love one and hate the other. You're gonna go to one and leave the other. You understand what I'm saying? So when you leave, or when you delve into somebody else's culture, you leave your culture. And this is the reason why we destroy people today. I mean, look at our people. You understand what I'm saying? Now, think about this, right? Even in the lowest state that our people in, look at the greatness that we still can see in our people. Even our people in a lower state are greater than the rest of the nations. You understand what I'm saying? And the rest of the nations understand that. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the reason why they help us to sin. They help us to stay away from our God. Because when we stay away from our God and we sin and we transgress against our God, tell me what happens.
Our God is not with us.
Our God is not with us, but not only that, tell me what happens to us.
We get destroyed.
That's true, right? But it's something a little more heavier than that. You know what I mean? You got an idea, sis?
I was gonna say the same thing. We be destroyed.
Yeah, you definitely be destroyed, and that's correct, right? But think about this, right? Look at the community that we live in right now, right? Who owns the community that we in? Our oppressor. And how many oppressors do we have? Many oppressors, right? Every other nation that comes into our community oppresses us. Why do they oppress us? Because they sell to us, but they don't buy from us. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get at is, when you was right with what you said, right? That's right. But when the other nations come in and the other nations are built up and we are dragged down. You understand what I'm saying? Our destruction is when we integrate into whatever we integrate into. Our destruction, we fall. You understand what I'm saying? And the nations that oppress us rise. So think about this, right? I think one of the officers, think about how much money that one Chinese store makes in your community bi-weekly, bi-monthly. You understand what I'm saying? And if, just throwing a number out there, think about $10,000 a week. Because everybody goes to that community store. Everybody goes to that stuff. And especially during holiday time. Right now, it's pumping. You understand? Because everybody, think about it too, right? Everybody buying food, right?
Mm-hmm.
To put in the refrigerator to wait till Thanksgiving. So nobody gonna cook these next 3 days. Nobody gonna cook until it's time to cook that Thanksgiving food. So now we eating at the sub shops. So now the sub shops is pumping. You understand what I'm saying? So $10,000 a week, $20,000 every 2 weeks, $40,000 a month. So now, think about this, right? you got the Chinese people. And I'm gonna ask a question. This is for everybody in the room, right? Let's just say, just for this sake right here, you Chinese, right? And you're a millionaire in China. Do you come to America to make your life better? If you're a millionaire, think about it now. If you're a millionaire in China, do you come here? Why not? Because you already got it. You understand what I'm saying? So now what I'm trying to get you to think about, right, is think about the people that come here. This is the dust of the earth from them. You understand what I'm saying? This is their scum right here that's coming over here and coming into our communities. And as soon as they could get off of that plane, they get financed and they are automatically above us. You understand what I'm saying? Tax free. But and think about this too, right? How are they able to do what they do? That's true, right? That's true, right? But think about this, because even though the white man giving it to them, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna make a fortune, right? But they come over here and they make a fortune. So now think about it. How do they do it?
First of all, they're getting reparation for their war.
Now, how do they listen? Check this out. What's the name of this class?
Brotherhood.
So how do they do it?
Right.
But not only do they have brotherhood, because we lack so much brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? Because we lack so much brotherhood, this is the reason why they prosper the way they do. If you think about it, we talked about this months ago, right? But if you was to boycott one store for 6 months, that store was shut down. Because that store depends on everybody in that community. You understand what I'm saying? One store depends on everybody in this community, and on each corner is something different to make you dependent. You understand what I'm saying? So when you wake up one day and you're like, dang, I gotta go to the supermarket. You look out and you see that corner store, bam, I ain't going all the way over. I'm going to right today. You understand what I'm saying? And what that is that's a way to drain you. Because if you think about it, right? Let's just say you buy a soda from that store. A soda damn near $2. That's a 16 ounce, right? Damn near $2. When you know you can go to the supermarket and get a whole case for 3 something, 6 sodas for half the price of that. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? It's a vice because everybody operates on us knowing that we don't have the brotherhood that they have. Every Chinese store in your community is connected. You understand what I'm saying? And because they connected, they use brotherhood to combat the brotherhood that we don't have. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead, finish reading for me. Second Ezra chapter 8. What was that?
First Ezra chapter 8, verse 84. Therefore now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons.
Read.
Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them.
Say that again.
Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them.
Shall never seek to have peace with them. Right? You hear that, right? Moreover, ye should never seek to have peace with them. Where did the Native American Indians mess up at? They had these too. Go ahead.
Accept them as friends.
Accept them as friends. And the one staple with us, and this is the one thing that every other nation knows that they can destroy us with, is the compassion that we have for other people.
Yeah.
The camaraderie that we have with people out of our nation. We got camaraderie and we'll stick up for white people, we'll stick up for Chinese people. You could see a brother getting in somebody's ass And you could get on that brother for doing what he's doing, not knowing that this person just crossed your brother. And it's regardless of what happens. We was out at camp. Did you see the chick? Did you see how she zapped out? But before she zapped out, she was standing there talking to me. You understand what I'm saying? Not knowing and understanding the destruction and the Holocaust and the killing and the murder and the rape and the robbery that these people do to our people every day. Right. Not to mention, think about it, right? This was a black woman, a so-called black woman, right? This was a Judite, right?
Right.
64,000 black women are missing in America today, right? We getting on the oppressor's ass, and you want to back the oppressor. And then she called us racist. You understand what I'm saying? How can you be racist when you telling your people how we being destroyed? You understand what I'm saying? How can we possibly be racist when we explain it to our people where we going wrong at, right? What we should do to come back. We giving them solutions, but we got so much compassion for the other nations. And what did we say in the beginning? When you love one, you're gonna hate the other, and it shows. But on the flip side, on the backhand side, right? Think about the chick that came up and cussed the white dude out.
Oh yeah.
When we were sitting out there, you understand?
Right, yeah.
Because she loves her people, and she understood what we was going through. She understands what we're going through. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And every word, she was leaning on every word and understood everything that we were saying, where the other chick didn't even want to hear it. Off the muscle, we was racist. And then we had one sister that was like, y'all right. Yeah, you boom, boom, boom. You understand what I'm saying? She was with it. You understand? That was marriage material off the muscle.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a woman that you want.
Right.
You know, she with the fight.
Right. With the
but
car.
then you got so many of us, and that's the thing about it, right? Women like that, and I'm not gonna say women, I'm gonna say our people are so far in between. Mm-hmm. There's so many on the opposite hand. There's so many on the left hand side, and we got so few that's on the right side, on the right hand side. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a breath of fresh air when you see somebody who's not even in the truth, but can stand up and fight with the brothers that are in the truth. You understand what I'm saying? When it counts. But we stand out there a whole lot, and you see people who are not, y'all shouldn't do that to them. Why y'all always saying that? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And think about this, right? Another thing, think about this, right? Every time we standing out there, we always got people that come up and say what, not just all. They say when we got the money bucket sitting right there.
Oh, what y'all doing?
What y'all doing? Y'all taking money. And think about this, right? The Christian church take money every day and nobody never say nothing about it. Right. The Christian church don't give our people nothing. Right. And nobody ever says anything about it. Right? Okay. The Christian church take money every day and nobody ever says anything about it. Right? Think about this. In order for us to get the money that the Christian church gets in one day, it'll take us a whole year, and we got to be out there every day to get what they get. You understand what I'm saying? To get what they get, we got to be out there every day, and that fucking got to be out there every day, 365, for us to get what they get in one day. 3 services. You understand what I'm saying?
Won't get that still.
Probably won't get that still. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is we don't pass the bucket around, right? If you want to give a donation, but the church pass it around, they make you stand up. I've been in the church where they locked the door and said, we need a $50 donation from everybody. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Right. Our people are destroyed for a lack of brotherhood. Brotherhood is definitely what we need. We need, it's a lot of things, and it's a lot of, what you got?
We were struggling lack of knowledge. We knew that brotherhood.
Oh, slow down, B. I got that. Oh, I mean, do my thing. Right? Yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? But think about it, right? That's as strong as our people are. The other nations are absolutely scared of us. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they got their foot on our neck. They got their foot on our neck because it's a lack of brotherhood amongst us. You understand what I'm saying? The only place what's the only place you see brotherhood in our community? What's the place you see brotherhood in our community?
When y'all come together downtown.
Say that again.
Come together downtown.
When we come together downtown, say that ISUPK. When we come together downtown, exactly right. You understand what I'm saying? This is the only place. You understand? We building the army. We build the army. We build economics. We build a community. Boom. We got a nation. You understand what I'm saying? This is the beginning of a nation right here. This is the beginning. This is where brotherhood is rooted at right here. We got brotherhood in the ISUPK. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Think about how everybody in here didn't know each other from Adam, right? And think about what each brother would do for each brother. You understand what I'm saying? And we got people with families that they wouldn't do what we would do for our brothers.
Right.
In here, we got people who wouldn't do that for their own family members. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we know under the commanding general, Your Honor, this is brotherhood, right? This is a true brotherhood right here. Before I came into the ISUPK, I watched this for 8 months. I knew this was the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was in and out that Christian church because I knew it wasn't real. I knew the Bible was real, but the way they was giving it, I just felt like it was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? It just happened to stumble across the ISUPK. Watched it for 8 months. I was going around telling everybody, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I am ISUPK. Wasn't even in it. And then look, one day, and then I was sitting there one day, and I was sitting there one day watching General Muhammad, and General Muhammad said, "You're not coming to these classes, you're not in the truth, and you're not in the ISUPK." I was like, oh shit. Boom. And I was in. That's when y'all see me come down, what's the name, Orleans Street, first time. You know what I mean?
That was the Lord, though. That was the Lord.
Exactly.
Lord.
It was that time.
Right?
It was that time. You understand what I'm saying? But this is brotherhood. And the thing about it, it resonates. You understand what I'm saying? Brotherhood, true brotherhood resonates. When you go into a church, what happens to you when you go into a church? What gets you motivated and pumped up when you go into a church? I got you. What pumps you up and motivates you when people go into churches? What pumps them up and motivates them? In a church, the music, you understand the ambiance, the dim lights, the preacher when he get the boom, 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 and then you get that boom, 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 boom. That's what. But once you walk out, right, you feel just like you did when you walked in. You understand what I'm saying? You feel just like you did when you walked in. When we in this UPK, I'm thinking about this all day at work. You understand what I'm saying? Going to camp, doing what we do. You understand what I'm saying? Getting out there. And then everybody in here be talking to people. When you in church, you ain't trying to talk to nobody as I come out of church. I ain't trying to talk to them about no Bible. But here, it's what we do.
Right.
Because this is brotherhood. This is true brotherhood. You feel me? Go ahead, knock this off.
Right.
85, right?
85. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them.
Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them. Go ahead.
That ye may be strong and eat the good things of the land.
That ye may be strong and eat the good things of the land. Just like we said before, right? Once you integrate over and once you become a part of them, you become weak. Because now, instead of you being the leader and being the head, now you're the tail, you're the bottom. You understand what I'm saying? You get weakened. Scripture tells you, don't make no marriages with them. Don't make peace with them. As long as you don't make marriage and don't make peace with them, you're gonna be strong. You're gonna be eating off the fat of the land. Think about it, right? If we stay segregated, if we stay to ourselves away from them, everything that we got would be our own. We have our own community, we have our own nation, we have our own judicial system. You understand what I'm saying? What you got?
Christian church, they teach you to love the white man.
Exactly. The Christian
They
church.
know that they don't teach you the Bible. The Bible tells you not to even make friends with them.
Exactly. And that, you hit that on the money. The Christian church teaches us to love the white man. As a matter of fact, it teaches us to love all the other nations.
Before I came to the truth, I love the white man. I got white friends.
Listen.
That's how it was, everybody can see that.
We all did.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We all did. I heard Captain Soccer Ward talk about it.
That's why that sister that was in this class, that camp was going crazy because she don't know that we don't supposed to be friends with these other nations. And they're not our friends.
And the thing about it, right, is Most High put such a blinder on it. And some people it's not meant for. You understand what I'm saying? That spirit was on her to dig in us. And she taunted me the whole time I was standing there. Before she started zapping out, she was down there taunting me. But I wasn't saying nothing to her. Because I already know what the captains and them already said. Ignore them. You know what I mean? I just kept walking back and forth, just pacing, holding my area. You understand? And she kept saying stuff. Yeah, you don't want to talk to me, huh? You don't want to say nothing to me. Nah, I ain't saying nothing to you. Nope. I was there. I ain't getting into it. You understand what I'm saying? Back and forth. And you see how that spirit kept jumping on her and making her get more and more and more rowdy. You understand what I'm saying? The spirit is a beast. But that spirit is on you to destroy you. You understand what I'm saying? That spirit is on you to destroy you. We fight against principalities. You understand? Not flesh and blood. But she want a flesh and blood fight. I'm not giving it to her. I let you battle that spirit you got. You know what I mean? And that's what she was doing. And she don't. And the thing is they don't realize it. They don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? But if she took a minute and would have sat there and would have listened, she would have understood. You understand? And that's the problem with a lot of our sisters is they quick to speak and don't want to hear nothing. And why do they do that? Why do they do that? It's not only the spirit, but that's right. That's exactly right. But look at the culture that we live in. The white man allows them to do that. He gives them that right to do that. He teaches us.
We always had that. Everybody was at that point.
Exactly.
So everybody, when we got to the truth will set us free. That's why that scripture is so important.
Exactly.
The truth will set you free.
We got a charger.
Now we're free of it.
Something I can plug into.
The sambo. The slave mentality that they put on us. To love them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's why they made the white Jesus up so we can love them.
Right.
No matter what they did to us, Jesus is white. That's crazy. I got
Oh. You good. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's exactly right. You feel me? Yeah. So, go ahead, Dr. Saul.
I got it.
Yeah, 85.
Come.
And that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore.
That you may just think about it, right? Think about Donald Trump, right? He inherited money from his father. His father left him money. You understand what I'm saying? When you do the things that you do, this is what it's talking about, that you leave stuff for your kid. As long as you stay separate, holy, separated from them, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us to tell us not to integrate, not to bring our daughters among their sons, not to bring our sons among their daughters. You leave an inheritance for your children forevermore. You understand what I'm saying? Think about Queen Elizabeth, right? And how often all of those jewels and riches have fallen to the next person, to the next person, over century, over century, over century. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know that we can't integrate with you in order for us to keep this. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you integrate with that, what happens? Eventually you're gonna lose what you got, right?
Right.
Eventually you're gonna lose what you got. When you integrate, you lose what you got. Now let's go back to Martin Luther King, right? In integration, all the way up into the 60s, in integration, we had our own stores, our own banks, our own schools, our own nurseries, you know what I mean? Our own grocery stores, everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we needed, because they did not want to be amongst us. They did not want us amongst them. You understand what I'm saying? So we had all of our needs, and we had to depend on who? Say, no. I'm saying before integration, who do we have to depend on? We had to depend on our own. You understand what I'm saying? We had to depend on our own. And because we had to depend on our own, and let's go further back, let's go to the 1919 Great Depression, right? The white man in this depression his kingdom began to crumble, right? And as his kingdom began to crumble, and this was only a few years after, think about it, right? 1865, 25, 95, 20, 40, let's say 60 years after slavery, and we already had black millionaires. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Already had black millionaires because we had to depend on our own. Think about it, right? Every nation that has had us in the captivity has always prospered and been the mightiest nation on the face of this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Romans, the Greeks. You understand what I'm saying? All of them have been great nations. When they had us in captivity, they were the greatest nations on the face of this earth. You understand? And then once we pulled out, even from the Americans, once we partially pulled out, we began to prosper, and America saw that. That's when they what? They started to fall, and they what? They destroyed us. Black Wall Street. Remember that?
Yep. Black Wall Street.
And Black Wall Street, what happened? What happened? It's dependence again.
Mm-hmm.
Because they destroyed everything that we had. What was the one thing that we had that we didn't have that probably could have saved us? You got it?
One thing that we didn't have?
Yeah, the one thing that we didn't have that probably could have saved us. Tell me the one thing that we didn't have that probably could have saved us.
I don't know.
Got it? You come?
Oh, God.
Think about it. Think about it. Look in the mirror.
Brotherhood, huh?
But not brotherhood. It's brotherhood, yeah, but an army. We built ourselves up economically, but we had nothing. We had nothing to defend that with. You understand what I'm saying?
86 cover that. In a way, 86 cover what you're saying. 86. Chapter 86.
Oh, check 86. Who said 86?
First Ezra 86.
Yeah, go ahead.
And all that is befallen is done unto us for our wicked works and great sins.
It says, and all that is befallen is done unto us for our wicked works and sins, right? The things that we do, we go against the Most High.
Great sins.
Great sins. Living amongst the heathens, worshiping their gods, taking on their customs and culture.
Yep.
That's the great sin. That's Think about it, right? As a matter of fact, hold that right there, right? And let's jump to Judith in the Apocrypha, chapter 5, verse 17. Let me know when you get that.
You said chapter 5, verse 18?
17.
Judith chapter 5, verse 17. In the Apocrypha.
Judith 5 and 17. And where they sin not before their God, they prosper.
And think about it, right? It says, and whilst they sin not before their God, they prosper. As long as they stay away from those heathens, as long as they stay away from those customs and cultures, as long as they live by those laws, statutes, and commandments, they prosper. Go ahead.
Because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
Because the God that hated iniquity was with them. As long as we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we will prosper. As long as, think about it, right? Think about the so-called Jew. He uses the New Testament, right? I mean the Old Testament, right? Using the Old Testament. And look how he prospers. He has everything he wants. He has a diamond district. He has the gold. He has the movie industry. He has the music industry. Goddamn, he probably owned the football teams too. Underneath our so-called oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? He has a hand in all of that. You understand? The so-called Jew. You understand what I'm saying? Because think about it, right? They gotta play them games on TV. That's how they make money, right? Who owns the TV station? The so-called Jew. He owns the television station. He owns all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And he only using the Old Testament. So think about it. We just took a couple of pages from that book and how we will prosper. Think about it. If we just separated ourselves, that would be the start of their destruction right there.
That's so powerful scripture right there, man. Like you were saying.
Yeah.
That lets you know right there, man. That while they sin not for their God, they prosper. All we have to do is keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's amazing right there, man. And how people I see that in the Christian church. That's sad because the Christian church don't bring these scriptures out.
Right, exactly.
They don't want you to realize and wake up to the truth of the Bible. Exactly. They want you to stay on pause. That's sad, man, but that's crazy how all through the Bible, man, all we have to do is keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
So think about it, right? And what hurts you the most, though, right, is it's our people knowingly destroying us for a few coins.
Because we love a lie.
But what I'm saying is, it's our people, it's preachers and pastors and all of them. They know.
It's a lie. I kind of realized that even the preachers and pastors that's beguiling our own people, they don't believe the truth.
No.
Because if they knew that was the way to go, a blind man would do it. You know what I mean? But we don't, since we're so lost, God said he'll put, if you do that, when you do it like that, he'll keep you that way. You know what I'm saying? He'll blind you for real. You know what I'm saying? And those people right there that's supposed to be our leaders, they are so blind, man.
Think about Steve Harvey, though, right?
That's crazy.
Think about Steve Harvey, right? He gave up his dignity to be on the side of white people. He told Monique that sometimes you got to put your dignity to the side. You understand what I'm saying? How can you tell somebody to put your character to the side to get that money back? You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put your character and your dignity to the side to get paid. And then on top of that, guess what he said? I got children and grandchildren to feed. You mean to tell me your children not working and they're not taking care of their own? That in order to get millions upon millions upon millions? You mean to tell me your baby eating $1 million worth of food a day? You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. You gonna love one and hate the other. You understand what I'm saying? You gonna love one and hate the other. You can't serve two masters. You understand what I'm saying? And the problem with us is that we too quick to serve that menial master. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead and finish that scripture for me. Go to that 18 verse. That 18 verse is hot too.
18,
Yeah.
Jude 5:18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them,
When they departed from the way which he appointed them, when they stopped following those laws, statutes, and commandments, when they stopped listening to what the Most High was telling them, read on.
they were destroyed in many battles.
They were destroyed in many battles. I mean, think about the battles we being destroyed in every day today. You understand? HIV. You understand? I mean, syphilis, gonorrhea, high blood pressure, cholesterol, gout. You understand? Heart problem. You understand what I'm saying? Destruction of our families. I mean, child support, welfare. I mean, housing. Think about this, right? These are the plagues of the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? These are the plagues of the Bible. And when you leave the way he appointed, these are the destructions that we go through. These are the woes. You understand? These are the things that destroy us. You understand what I'm saying?
They were destroyed in many battles.
In many battles.
And very sore.
And very sore. You understand what I'm saying? We listen. You see people sitting back, I mean, destroyed. I mean, belittled, destroyed, and everything because we don't follow the Most High. You understand what I'm saying?
Kids, fathers, mothers, everybody.
Kids, fathers, mothers, everybody being destroyed on top of the things that the other nations are doing to us. You understand? Our families are destroyed. You understand? I think what we have like a 35% mother and father in a home rate. When just after slavery, it was above 90. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and all the way up into integration, it was above 90. You understand what I'm saying? We destroying what? Over 400,000 babies a year. That's a woe too. That's a plague. You understand? Those are warriors and princesses. You understand what I'm saying? We being destroyed all the way around. Because we don't want to follow what the Most High tells us to. Now drop that and let's go back to.
And were led captive into a land that was not theirs.
And was led captive into a land that's not theirs. I mean, think about it, right? Every captivity that we've been in, it goes down. Hey, record. It goes down. It's a lie on there.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
And the temple of their God was cast.
And their cities were taken by the enemies.
And think about what happened to the Native American Indians.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You understand what I'm saying? That's a heavy. Hey, listen, Ricard. I had that in my back pocket for a long time.
Wow.
You feel me? I had that one in my back pocket for a long time. But
what you tell me when you was in my class? I'm gonna use these.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah, that one. I used that one. That one that you had, I used that on the street sample.
Man, I'm gonna use these on the street sample.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I like that.
And I mean,
look at this. It's crazy.
Look at just you say you see it says their lands will be taken, right? The Native American Indians. You understand?
19.
Go ahead.
But now they return to their God.
Now, as they return to their God, go ahead.
And I'll come up from the places where they were scattered.
Read.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Where their sanctuary is. And are scattered and are
seated in the
hill country. Where it was desolate.
For it was desolate.
Desolate.
Hey, listen, check this out. When you look at that, right, the first time I saw that, all I saw was the Native American Indians. Thanksgiving coming up, the Native American Indians. You know, when you want to be friendly, you bring the person in. The person that you bring in, they stab you right in the back and take you for everything you got. As a matter of fact, drop that, go to Psalms 55 and 20.
Psalms 55 and 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace.
Think about it, right?
With him.
He has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. What does it mean when it says he has put forth his hand?
White man had hurt the Indians that they was at peace with him. He killed him. He still put forth his hand to kill
There
him.
you go. The white man has put forth his hand. You make peace with somebody, but then you come and you start to fight and you start to destroy the people. You understand what I'm saying? He put forth his hand. The very people that extended their hands in peace. All of those peace treaties that they made. This is the reason why our people should not celebrate this Thanksgiving. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
should love the white man. We'll be friends with him.
How could you love the white man? This boy going crazy. You go to
I know. Everything.
say he had put forth his
I was
hand
ready to cut it
against such
tonight.
as be at peace with him.
Just trim it
The
up.
very people that he made peace with, now he wants to go to war. You understand? He wants to
Still
destroy
trying to
these
grab
people.
onto it.
And what's the best way? Think about it, right? What's the best way? What's the best way to destroy your people? You make peace with them first. You get them relaxed.
Yeah.
You get them with their guards
They're
down,
trusting you.
which is what the Native American Indians did, right? And then once they figured these people weren't going to be a pushover, what did the white man do? He destroyed their food source. He destroyed those buffalo. Once he destroyed those buffalo, once you begin to starve, you become weak. And then he came in and started killing the men, women, and children. Unarmed men, women, and children. If you look at the edicts of Christopher Columbus, he came in and destroyed unarmed people and took what, 1,100 Taino Indians back to Spain? And after that, what only, if I'm not mistaken, was it only 300 or 500 that made it? You understand what I'm saying? What is it, 300? 300 or 500? One or the other, right?
What's that?
300 Taino Indians made it back after Christopher Columbus took 1,100 Taino Indians.
Oh, he took more than that, I think.
No. The first trip that he made, it was 1,100. I know that.
Oh, and 300 made it back. Something
Yeah,
like
300 made it there.
that.
You understand?
Right.
He said that was good. That's free labor.
Right.
You understand? The
Dude.
white man cares nothing about a life that doesn't have anything to do with him. You understand what I'm saying? He could care less about the life. This is the reason why the Most High tells us to separate from them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the reason why he tells us not to let your daughters marry their sons and not to let your sons marry their daughters.
Right.
This is what that means. You understand what I'm saying? He had put forth his hand, such as be at peace with him. And read on. Go ahead, read on.
Oh, sorry.
Psalm 55 and 20.
Psalm 55, 20. He has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant.
Say that again.
He has broken his covenant.
He has broken his covenant. He had with the how many covenant? How many treaties? How many peace treaties he had with the Native American Indians? Like over 177 peace treaties, and he broke every one of them. He went to the different tribes, right? He went to the different tribes and made peace treaties with each tribe. And as he came across them, he did what? He broke the peace treaties. Broke the peace treaties. Broke the peace treaties. We're not going to do this. He broke those peace treaties. You understand what I'm saying? This is what the white man does. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The white man is the devil. What does devil mean? The devil means deceiver, right? This is in his blood to do what he's doing. We shouldn't be surprised at this. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, read on.
21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Hey, think about that Constitution, right? Think about the United States Constitution. A lot of black people think they included in that. You understand what I'm saying? The words of his mouth are smoother than butter. The Constitution is written so smoothly that a lot of us think we are in that Constitution. That applies to us. Until you see your brother or your sister or your friend get shot and dead in the middle of the street, people get taken to court and it gets thrown out. Then you realize that ain't for me. You understand what I'm saying? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Read on.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. Look at that. That described the white man perfectly.
Right.
That describes him perfectly. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, look at that right there. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Think about how the white man comes up to you with his gun out. Be cool, be calm, be calm. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. He puts the handcuffs on you, and what happened? You get shot in the back. Then what does he do? He lets you lay there and bleed to death. The words of his mouth is smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Think about the laws that we live under this white man, under this oppressor. Think about it, right? When has a law actually really worked out for us? When has the law been in our favor? I mean, we ain't talking about traffic court when you beat a ticket. You understand? I'm talking about real law.
Talking about Freddie Gray.
Talking about Freddie Gray. You understand? Sandra Bland. We talking about that. You understand what I'm saying? When has it worked out for us? Doesn't. This is why the Most High tells us we need to separate from them. You understand what I'm saying, sis? This is why he tells us we need to separate from them. Because these people mean us no good. The Bible tells us, what does the Bible tell us? Trust not thine enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your enemy? Go ahead, read on.
His words were softer. His words were softer than oil.
His words were softer than oil.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Hey, think about it, right? His words were softer than oil. I mean, you get hypnotized by what this white man. Think about this election going on, right? All of that bull crap. Think about the what's happening with Trump, the thing, the impeachment thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Think about the impeachment thing. We really think this includes us. You see black people, yeah, I hope he get, if he gets impeached, right? What is that going to do for you?
Nothing.
Listen, those words are smoother than oil. It's so smooth that it makes you really think you included. That's the illusion of inclusion. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to do. We should have nothing to do with this election, this impeachment, or nothing that has anything to do with their politics. All the politics we need is in that Bible. Those laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we ought to live by. What you got, Dr. Zoe?
No, I was ready to say, what's his name? Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. You talk about the preacher that killed all those people?
Yeah, and
Took them over there.
his words were smoother than butter.
Words are smoother than butter. And you know what's crazy?
He
right?
made all them people kill each other. Kill himself.
You mean made them drink poison?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That ain't the
and
devil.
listen, as a kid, I can still remember seeing that on the news.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You understand
remember.
what I'm saying? I remember that.
You ain't never heard that?
I remember that. That's why, listen, when Jim Jones came out with that name, remember the rapper Jim Jones, when he came out with that name, it's something like,
Damn.
what made you pick
Pick
that
that
name?
name,
You understand what I'm saying? Knowing the history of Jim Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? A person that destroyed black people. You understand what I'm saying? A person that destroyed black people. Why would you take the name of a person that made black people commit suicide?
Look at the story.
Some of the dumbest reasons in the world, that's what we want to do. Chris, white. We want to be these American gangsters, man.
Right.
That's crazy, man.
And what is
Instead of saying,
you heard what you just said, right? You want to be what?
American gangsters.
American gangster. What is American gangster? That's a culture. That's not ours. But look how it destroys us, right? The words are sweeter than butter. It sounds pretty, it sounds good, but it's nothing but the destruction of our people.
You want to be Scarface, Christopher White,
Right.
Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of saying John Lee Matthews, you know what I'm saying? Instead of saying some real heroes for our people.
How about
We want to
that?
see it.
But not only that, how about, you can even do better by making a name for yourself,
That's why we're called the lost people.
right? That's why we
That's
lost.
called lost.
And you hit that right on the money. It's the reason why we lost. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know our culture. We don't know our custom. Remember that little saying? Remember that little saying that they used to always? We lost our customs, our culture, and some of us, many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind. Remember that?
Self-destruction.
Remember that?
Self-destruction.
No. That was. Bam! Here it is. Slam.
Oh, yeah.
This is a dope jam.
Yeah.
I knew the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Base here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There you go. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But customs and cultures that are not our own destroy us.
That's what really. They stop us from even doing that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't even sing nothing. Trying to pull ourselves together.
Right.
Anything you gotta sing, getting high.
And that's what, and the thing was, and that's what they was talking about like a few years ago, right? That when hip hop first came out, hip hop was about the uplifting of our people. It was all about us coming together. All the rap music that you listen to. So now they control it. They have turned that culture into their culture. It was our culture at first. Now they turn it. Now we destroying ourselves. You understand what I'm
You
saying?
want to get money with us? Talk about getting high.
You gotta talk about knocking off bras. You gotta talk about getting high. You gotta talk about, sticking dollars in the drawers. You know what I mean? Just how you gotta do.
Brother White.
You gotta degrade your people. You understand what I'm saying? It's the destruction
You
of
want
our
this dollar bill, you better do it.
Exactly. And then think about what else they're throwing on us, right? That homosexuality. Think about what the dudes wearing now.
Yeah, put on a dress. All the actors putting on dresses.
Man.
I was talking about my man Ray Green, man. I said, man, he one of the so-called hardest gangsters out there on
Did you see when he played the gig?
He played a woman, man. I said, that guy even got my man.
Yeah, they got him. But hold up, wait a minute. Even in Pulp Fiction, did you see the dude hitting them in Pulp Fiction? The dude had him tied up, was hitting him from the white dude was hitting him from the back.
Oh yeah, man.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, we prostitute ourselves to get that money, man. We don't care.
Listen, man.
That's sad, man.
Hey, look, you know what I think? I think General Yohanas. I think man, General Yohanas so much
Say his name, man.
for giving us the wisdom for sending that wisdom down to us. You understand what I'm saying? And that understanding, and giving us teaching us these laws, statutes, and commandments the way they was meant to be. Because if we wasn't in here, we definitely would be mixed in with that. You understand what I'm saying? Think about it. We definitely would be getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
You understand? And I can remember Thanksgiving used to be my favorite. I couldn't wait to eat. You know, like you don't eat every day. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the white man gives you one day to fix all the food you want.
Right.
That one day.
I'm gonna give you a day off of my sleep and go home and celebrate.
And then on top of it, I'm gonna give you a turkey. I'm gonna
go home and
commemorate.
celebrate what I did.
You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. And celebrate what I did to your people.
That's
You
crazy.
understand what I'm saying? And then, when And you start telling people like, oh yeah, oh all right, well I ain't had nothing to do with that, so I'm gonna go in and do what I do. Or what they say, right? I'm doing it for the kid. Just like when Christmas comes, well, I don't really celebrate Christmas. I'm just doing it for the kid. You understand what I'm saying? I'm giving the kids a lot. You filling them with a lot. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, where we at?
That was
Yeah, that was it right there. That was it right there. That was it. Give me Deuteronomy 7:16.
7:16.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 16.
Deuteronomy 7:16. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee.
Hold up for a minute. Stop right there. Go ahead.
And thy eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shall thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee.
Check this out, right? As long as we don't follow their customs and culture, he will put them in our path for us to destroy them.
Right.
As long as we not following their customs and culture, as long as we not celebrating Thanksgiving, as long as we not celebrating Christmas, as long as we not celebrating New Year's, the Most High will set them up for us to knock them down.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He will set them up for us to knock them down. But if we start following these customs and cultures and everything, say that last part.
Oh, shit. Thy eyes shall have no pity upon them.
Yeah.
When we see our brothers out the street teaching and cutting the soul of the white man,
But what
don't
is
have pity on them like we're doing them wrong. Like these sisters and brothers doing, they come up talking about trying to save the white man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. God tell you right here, have no pity upon them. I mean,
Right.
exactly?
they did us dirty, man. Don't have no pity on them.
Right.
What's wrong with you? I mean,
Check this out. This is the Most High. The Most High's eyes will have no pity on them.
Right.
He will have no pity on them. We're gonna put them right in this.
I always said to myself, like, damn, I mean, I'm mad at him, but the Most High is really, he ain't playing. He said he gonna make a mistake.
Right.
He ain't having no pity. He
Right.
ain't playing. I'm gonna be soft all y'all want, but I'm gonna radic. I'm gonna kill him.
That's right.
I mean, he ain't playing. He mad. He mad as nuts.
Hey,
Right.
now read that last part.
Neither shall thou serve their gods,
Read on.
for that will be a snare unto thee.
Look, it says it right there.
That's the trap.
Neither shall thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. Serving their gods, celebrating Thanksgiving. Serving their gods, celebrating Christmas. Serving their gods, celebrating New Year's. Serving their God, celebrating Easter.
Right.
That will be the destruction of us. Think about all of those holidays have something wicked attached to it, which takes you
high.
exactly, but which takes you into their culture and out of yours, which has you serving their God and not serving your God.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And you know, we jump to serving these holidays and drugs and all that. We serving other gods, making our God angry. We serving our gods as snatch us, like smoking marijuana and using that drugs. We become zombies. We can't see straight. We destroy even more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We can't. We probably would never find our God. You know what I'm saying? By getting high and serving their gods. You know what I'm saying?
Think about this, right? Think about it like this, right? The longer, think about it. Think about this, right? We living in their culture right now, right? And they say we have to do what? When you have a kid and he becomes between the ages of 4 and 5 years old, what do you have to do?
Jesus.
But you have to do what? You have to put him in school, right? When you put him in school, what happens? What happens?
You learn.
Yeah, but he learns what? You go to school, when we was little, what did they use? The first thing they taught us was what? There you go. See, you get that on the money.
Mhm.
And say that. Say what you said again. What's the name of it?
The Pledge of Allegiance.
Say it slow.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
What's that last word? Allegiance. Allegiance. When you pledge your allegiance, you understand what I'm saying? When you pledge your allegiance, what do you do? No. Listen to what I said, right? When you pledge your allegiance, what do? You saying, I am with you. I'm going to celebrate you. I am with you. No matter what, I'm living under your law. Your law is right. You understand? You're pledging. When you get into a conflict with somebody, I'm in the conflict with you. Whatever you fight for, I'm fighting for. That's pledging your allegiance. So when you pledge your allegiance, you say, I'm under your customs and your culture. You understand what I'm saying? That's pledging your allegiance. And we pledge our allegiance in this custom and culture in every wicked way. Everything that we do, getting high, smoking weed, popping pills, drunkenness. You understand what I'm saying? Killing our own people. We pledging allegiance to this culture. You understand what I'm saying? When you pledge your allegiance to a culture, it is destruction of you. When you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, it's the destruction of us. You understand what I'm saying? This is how it is. You understand what I'm saying? This is a setup. It's to destroy us. Not only that, it's to keep us defiled, so that we are always in transgression of the Most High. Remember the scripture we read. As long as we stay in the law, statutes, and commandments, the Most High is with us, and we prosper.
Right.
So our enemies, our oppressor, the heathens from these other nations, they want us to be defiled. They want us to be in transgression of the Most High. Because as long as we in the transgression of the Most High, they prosper. As long as we not following the Most High, they prosper. When we follow the Most High, we prosper. It's the way it is. I mean, that's scripture right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. You know? Where was we at? 7 and 16.
Where was he at?
Get that 17 for me. The next verse.
17. If thou shalt say it in thy heart.
If thou shalt say in thy heart. If thou shalt say in thy mind, what's the heart? That's the mind, right?
Right.
If thou shalt say in thy mind, because this is where it's all at right here, right? If thou shalt say in thy heart, read on.
Right. These nations are more than I.
These nations are more than I. Look, the Most High is with us, and there's no nation that's more than us. There's no nation that can overcome us. He said, as long as we stay in those laws, statutes, and commandments, we will prosper. You see that the scripture that we read before, Ricardo? When it said, we took out all those nations. I'm paraphrasing. You understand? We knocked off all those nations, right? As long as we stay in our law, statutes, and commandments, right? But once you get it in your mind that these are too much for you, that these other nations are too much for us, when you say these are too much for us, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're bowing down to them, exactly. And what do? When you bow down to another nation, what do? You pledge your allegiance. You accept their God. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? And once you start pledging your allegiance, and once you start accepting their God, then you go to their God and you leave yours. That's our destruction. That's a snare unto us, right? And then what that scripture said before that? That's a snare unto us. Once we start following those other customs and cultures, that's a snare unto us. You feel me? I mean, that's a ball game. You know? I mean, listen, check this out, right? These scriptures is heavy, for real. You know what I mean? These scriptures is heavy. And when you used to think about it, look, did you see your face when you saw that scripture? You're like, God damn, you know what I mean? When you start reading it down, and look, and that's how it caught me, because I made a mistake and read over what I wanted to read and saw all that below it. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean?
These scriptures are one of the biggest gifts ever given to us.
Listen, man, it's the best gift ever given.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I be out there, listen, I ain't never, listen, when you're
Oh,
in the
praise
Christian
the Most High for that.
oh, praise the Most High. How about that? You know what I mean? I've been into the Bible before, but this right here is a total different thing right here. This is the real thing right here.
It's a Christian.
I ain't lying to nobody now.
It's a Christian Bible.
How about that? I was in that Christian Bible.
Even then, when you heard me say,
you heard me say, right? I ain't lying to nobody now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we get the Christian church put that blinder on us and have us walking in the it's the blind lead the blind.
Right.
He don't know what he's talking about. He gave me something to say to somebody. Now I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I'm telling the truth, but I'm not.
Like you think he's telling you.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying?
Not no effect. They did it to him.
Exactly. They did it to him, and then he gonna do it to somebody, and we gonna do it to somebody. You understand what I'm saying? That's like a pedophile. You understand? A pedophile gets pedophile when he's young, and he grows up to be an older pedophile somebody else young. You understand what I'm saying? And the cycle goes on, and then we are destroying people. So then you got a bunch of destroyed people all the way down the line until the cycle gets broken by the truth. You understand what I'm saying? The cycle gets broken.
Right.
Hey, let's go to Revelations 18 and 4. Revelations chapter 18, verse 4. Hey, Ricardo, you know you can use that, right? I said, you know you can use that.
Right. Go to the picture of that. Okay, so I want to see the picture you said.
Oh, okay. Right.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4.
All right.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her.
I heard a voice from heaven saying, come out of her. Read on.
My people,
come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
that ye be.
No, that's all the recover. What does that mean? Come out of her.
Come out of America.
Come out of America. There you go. That's it. Come out of America.
Yeah.
Come, but think about it, right? Does it mean physically come out of it, leave and go to another country or somewhere like that? What does it mean?
Come out of this way of culture.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. Exactly. Come out of those lifestyles, come out of that custom, come out of those cultures. So now let me ask you a question. So if you come out of those customs and culture, what do you go into?
Back to your own, hopefully.
The law, statutes, and commandments, exactly. Back to your own, the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us. These are what keeps us rooted. You understand what I'm saying? These law, statutes, and commandments are what keeps us prospering. You understand? When we veer off or we leave, this is the destruction of us, leaving these customs and cultures. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to stay within our boundaries that the Most High gave us. What's our boundaries? That Bible.
Right.
But the boundaries are not really boundaries, because if we follow those laws, statutes, and commandments, the world is ours.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it tells us in the Bible that what? He made the world for our sake. You understand what I'm saying? He made the world for our sake. But crazy thing is everybody owns the world but us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody owns the world but us. Give me let's go to Psalms 149. What's that? 147:19.
Got it.
got it?
Psalms 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Say that again.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Who's Jacob?
That's our forefathers. The father of the 12 tribes of Israel.
There you go. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob did what? What did Jacob do that was special?
Well, first, Jacob had 12 sons.
Now, what did he do that was special?
He wrestled an angel.
There you go. He wrestled the angel. When he wrestled the angel, what happened?
He won against the angel.
And then what happened?
And the Lord blessed him and changed his name to Israel.
He changed his name to Israel. Exactly. You know what I mean? Go ahead, read on.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. Verse 19.
147. Psalm 147, 19.
Right.
Hold on for a minute now. So let him get there. Yeah.
He showeth his word. Okay. Salak.
Let us know when you get there.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statute and his judgments
Statutes and his judgments. Go ahead.
unto Israel.
Unto who?
Israel.
Say that again.
Israel.
Who's Israel?
Israel is.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian.
There you go.
That's what's up. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians of Israel. Go ahead.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Say that again.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He had not dealt so with any nation. Man, these laws, statutes, and commandments were only brought here for us. So think about it, right? The so-called Jewish man is using them, though. He's using them to his advantage, but he's not using them. He's not using them to make this world a better place. He's using them to make him to prosper for himself.
He's stealing them like he's stealing everything else.
Exactly.
The scripture just said that he would give it to them.
Right. Exactly.
However they say. That's a so up cut for anybody that want to hold on to the love of the white man. None of this was given to him.
Exactly. Let me think about this though, right? The one thing where I get lost at sometimes is how can you really have love like that for the white man when they destroying us every day out in the street, right? And then think about this. You always see people say, well, I had nothing to do with that, right? But when they take people and they shoot them in the street, oh, I feared. I didn't have you feared. You understand? I'm not the one that made you fear, but you shot me as though I was that one. When they slamming women on the ground, how can you slam a woman on the ground?
How can you fear a woman?
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? How can you tackle a kid, right? How can you shoot an 87-year-old black woman because she got a baseball?
How can you lock a woman up and take her and put her in your jail cell and then kill her?
You understand what I'm saying? That's heartless. You understand what I'm saying? These laws, he's using these laws to his advantage, not to make the world a better place.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He's using it to his advantage. Read on. Verse 20.
He has not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. You understand what I'm saying?
Praise ye the Lord.
They don't know anything about these laws, statutes, and commandments. I mean, think about this, right? They have laws. They use the laws from the Bible, right? But they don't live by the laws from the Bible.
Right.
The Bible says thou shalt not kill, right? But they kill unjustly. Right? Go ahead.
They read the law and they don't follow.
Yeah, they read it, but they don't follow. That's why he said, listen, the Most High knew they wasn't going to follow these laws. You understand what I'm saying? These laws were not meant for them. That's why he didn't give it to them. So they're not privy to follow the law. But what do? Their words were smoother than butter. They used these laws to control us because they know we live by these laws. You understand what I'm saying? They know we guaranteed. They know that they're guaranteed that we're gonna live by these laws. Whatever this law say, we're gonna do because we know it's automatically in us to do what the law says. You understand what I'm saying? But they also twist the law. Gay marriage, transsexuals, transgenders, all of this type of stuff. The Bible tells us we are not to do that. Right. And in the Bible, it tells you you are not to cut off your rod. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. The Bible has a solution for everything that's happening in this world today. You understand what I'm saying? The Bible has a solution for everything. Anything that you need to know is in the Bible. The Bible tells us everything. You understand what I'm saying? Right. This is our Constitution. These are our laws, statutes, and commandments. It was given to us by the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? And it tells you, if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you will prosper. You understand? When we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we'll prosper. You don't follow them, what happens? You're in transgression. When you're in transgression, you gotta pay. This is why we're being destroyed today. We paying for being in transgression of the Most High. We're paying for everything that we do. People don't understand, you know what I mean? And everybody, and then the funny thing is how many times have we been in camp and we heard people say, well, why are we going through what we're going through? And as soon as you tell them why we're going through what we're going through, well, it gotta be something else. You understand what I'm saying? When you tell them, they don't want to hear what the truth is. They want you to lie to them so they can feel good about what they're doing. Because a lot of times when you tell somebody you transgressing, what you're doing is wrong, that shrimp, crab, and that lobster, you shouldn't be eating it, they don't want to hear that. Right. Because they are so embedded in these customs and these cultures of this nation. And when you get so embedded in it, you don't want to come up out of it. And when somebody tell you what's going on and what's wrong with you, no, I ain't trying to hear that. It got to be something else. Right. Man, it ain't out. Nah, that ain't what that means. Man, the Bible tells us we can eat anything we want. All we got to do is pray. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not what the Bible tells us. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're so embedded into a culture that's meant to destroy you, you know, you'll go to any means to tell yourself, to tell your heart, to tell your mind that that's not it. You understand what I'm saying? What you got, Ricardo?
Like I was just having a conversation today with just a family member about how much we love a lie that the Bible says you not half the things that you believe in this world. Christians made it up.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as she was telling me, her sister, my own family was telling me today, your mother would be so proud of you. And she went down there, she asked, no, I couldn't allow her to even believe that lie anymore.
Right.
I had to tell her the truth of the scripture.
Right.
That's what came, so that's what returned.
Right.
My mother was somewhere back in the earth, somewhere wrong with not knowing who she was, you know what I'm saying?
Or waiting her turn.
Right, or waiting her turn to do that, you know what I'm saying? But we never in the Most High's ground sitting down, shouts out and blessings.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
We
all want to do that. I know she's looking down on me right now. I know she's looking down on me. Hey, Mom. I with that. I see in her face that she was like, right. You know what I mean? Hating on me, telling the truth. Listen, so I had to hit him with a scripture about when a brother asked Christ, why was this man blind? Was it something he did in his last life? Right. Or was it something in his present day? They let us know that it's all through the Bible reincarnation.
Right.
So stop believing a lie. I know you love the lie. Right. It sounds good, don't it? It just sounds good. Hey, listen, it ain't right. You know? Listen, I got a friend of mine, right? She swears she ordained to be a preacher, right? And I was breaking that down to her with the blind man. I said, listen, check this out. I mean, if we wouldn't have been on the phone, it probably would have came to blows. You know what I mean? It probably would have came to blows, right? But I'm trying, exactly, she was getting, oh my God. And I'm telling you, Christian woman is mad.
Yeah, they could.
I mean,
evil.
You ain't supposed to, and I broke out all the woman scriptures and the Corinthian and all of that. Oh, she was hot. That's when they let you know If they don't believe in
See, no, God speaks to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What?
What he say?
Told you.
What he say?
Told you.
Can I come when he says something to you?
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Can I be in that meeting?
But they so embedded.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got into that same conversation, right? And I'm trying to tell it like reincarnation. Bam. This is blah, blah, blah. You know, ABC, right? And then when you start telling them and you show them, I said, well, so why did he say this right here? Look, check this out. If reincarnation wasn't real, right? And I don't want to get too far off, but if reincarnation wasn't real, why would Christ say, you know, it wasn't what he did in his past life? It wasn't his parents, and it wasn't him, right? It was just to show my glory, right? For the Most High's glory through me, right? I said all he would have said was, "How can he do something in his past life? He wasn't never here before." You know what I mean? That's all he ever said to say, right?
He told the truth, like
they don't want to hear that though, especially with women. Oh gosh,
they love sweet words, man.
But the thing is
soft words, man.
When you give a woman something for so long, you can't change, right?
Right.
Think about this, sis, right? If Ricard been calling you every day for a year, and then he missed that one day, right? Why you ain't call me? Because women are so used to, if you got a pattern right here, so routine, right? So now, if you've been taught something this long, right? Years and years and years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, you hit that brick wall and somebody tell you something totally different. Hell no, that's wrong. That ain't what my preacher said. That ain't what my pastor said. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they do. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a little harder to get a woman to get it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that chain is on their mind. So a woman is so loving, right? They hug and they hold tight to whatever you give them. You understand what I'm saying? So once you give them this right here and you keep giving it to them for so many years, once you say something like this, somebody say, let me go, hell no, you're not holding it. It's mine. Once you try to give them that truth, hell no, I don't believe you. Show it to me. If you show it to them, hell no, I don't believe you. You understand what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard, man.
You would think once you show it to them,
right,
they will believe it. You know what I'm saying? You
exactly.
show it to them, and they're like this. No.
Listen, we on the phone, right?
Not all of them.
And I'm giving it to her, and I had all the scriptures written down, so I can go to here, and it's just that she's so here with what she was taught, and then not my bishop. You understand what I'm saying? My bishop don't teach that. You understand what I'm saying? I said, well, why don't you ask?
Not my Jesus.
You understand what I'm saying? But this is why it's so hard to break through that mold with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because women is, once you give it to them and they got it for so long, you gotta work. It's like, this is brain surgery right here. This is what a dude, you tell a dude be like, damn, that sound like that might be right.
It's exactly what the Bible says. They love smooth words.
Smooth words, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, right? And think about it, right? Even in the garden, right? The serpent in the garden. That white man, that devil in the garden, he gave her smooth words. Did he say that to you? Did he? No, he didn't say that, did he? Well, the reason why he said that, right? Because he knew that if you found out, boy, you'd have been a god. Dang. Boy, if you would have only found out. Oh, dang, did I tell you that? My bad. Act like I ain't telling you. You understand what I'm saying? And a woman take it and go, oh shit, I'm gonna hold on to this. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Adam, come here.
Just like today, they don't want to be ruled over. They don't want that man to be hidden.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I say, if you find a woman in the truth, my God.
That's why the Bible says it's hard to find that virtue.
Oh my God.
Man, woman wanting that.
I pray for one of them. I pray for one of them. Somebody somebody that you ain't got to battle with, you know she coming to class and everything.
A virtuous woman.
Man, boy, you blessed.
Yeah, right.
You blessed.
That's right.
Hey, sis, you blessed too. You blessed too. That's right. That's right. See all them gold in his mouth? He said, shiny smile. You know what I mean? But listen, man, these customs and cultures are what we got to stay into. And like I said, this back to the script. This is Brotherhood class, right? And Brotherhood is all about leaving those customs and cultures alone, leaving that Thanksgiving alone, leaving those holidays, those holidays made up by man, and coming back to the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? This is what makes us prosper. Brotherhood makes us prosper. We come together. What does Zephaniah 2:1 says? Gather yourself together. We use that all the time, right? Gather yourself together. Yeah, gather yourself together, O nation I desire. That's my favorite scripture. I love it because it's making people come together. But when people come together, what happens when they come together? They leave that alone. They come together. But not only do they come together, what happens? When you come together, you coming together under one accord. People can come together. Think about the conscious community, right? You got a lot of people coming together, but they'll never agree on nothing. You understand what I'm saying? That's not Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah 2:1 is coming together, gathering together, leaving that alone, but coming together under one accord. You understand? Coming together under one mind. Coming together under these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand what I'm saying? See, a lot of people can come together, but it can be a whole lot of chaos because everybody believes in something different. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to come together, gather ourselves together on one accord. This is why we got to come together under this Isupk, under the Commander General Yohana. You understand what I'm saying? This is the truth. This is the only group that says we are the home of the truth and nobody disputes it. No Christian church, no Muslim mosque, no fake Hebrew Israelite group, nobody disputes it. This is why I'm proud to be here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm proud to be here because of on that alone. There's a whole lot of other things, but just on that alone. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody can say they are the home of the truth. This is the truth. You understand what I'm saying? We got the not so.
Yeah.
We got the message. I mean, we got the
No.
question.
No question.
Oh, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, this is the only place that can say that. You understand what I'm saying? This is the home of the truth. This is where it's at. You know? Hey, let's go to Exodus 23 and 22. This is heavy right here.
Say it again.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exodus chapter 23, verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice. How do you obey his voice? How do you obey his voice?
Keep it locked at the commandments.
Perfect, right there. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's perfect. That's how you obey the Most High's voice. Listen to those laws, statutes, and commandments. Not eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Not eating pork. You know,
What you want to do.
not doing what you want to do. Not transgressing against the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? Loving your brother. Loving your neighbor. Loving that stranger. Who's a stranger? Stranger might be one of your brothers that live out of town. You might not know him, but you know he in the tribe.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Loving yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Following the Most High, keeping those laws. That's how you follow his voice. Read on.
And do all that I speak.
And all that I speak. Go ahead.
Then I will be an enemy unto thy enemies.
Say that again.
And then I will be an enemy unto thy enemies.
Think about that, right? if we follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, He will be an enemy to our enemy. Who are our enemies? Just go ahead. The oppressor, exactly. Who else?
The other nations.
Other nations. You understand what I'm saying? If we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, He will be an enemy unto our enemy. You understand what I'm saying? We wouldn't even have to worry about a battle because the Most High is on our side. It tells us as long as we follow Him, we will prosper. You understand? As long as we obey His voice, we will prosper. As long as we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we'll prosper. We read that scripture a little earlier, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And an adversary to thy adversary.
An adversary unto thy adversary. You understand what I'm saying? All we got to do is follow the Most High. All we got to do is do what He said to do. All we got to do is follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we good. You know? We see a lot of the brothers in here see how we prospering just by what we do. I see how you prosper. You feel me? Most High in Christ. You feel me? I see how not just all prospering. You understand what I'm saying? I see how you prospering, sis. It ain't for naught. It's because we following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't taking no shorts. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you prosper. You follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And you will prosper. You don't need $1 million, but as long as we healthy and as long as we comfortable, that's prospering. You know what I mean? As long as the white man not on your back every day, and I mean we go to our slavery, but that's what the slavery is. You understand what I'm saying? But when you come home, you in sanctuary. You understand what I'm saying? It's a living hell to have to be in hell when you go to your slavery and then come home to hell. You understand what I'm saying? Your slavery, that's hell already. We already know that. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? We in the oppressor's world.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is the oppressor's world. It's not ours yet. But once we get our people to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, it will be our world.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
Right.
will be our world.
Right.
You feel me? Hey, let's go to Proverbs 29:2. This right here.
Proverbs 29:2.
Hold on for a minute. This right here, just to piggyback off what we just now read. You feel me? Go ahead.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Think about this. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. What does that mean?
We be happy. We happy. We living good. You know what I mean? We ain't suffering. We ain't in oppression. We ain't under oppression.
Exactly. You prosper.
Right.
You know what I mean? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You understand? And that's what we're fighting for right now. We fighting for this righteousness to get our people to come back to righteousness so we can all rejoice.
Right.
You understand? We in the Isupk, we feel a little sense of rejoice. When we get into this, when we do what we do, we feel rejoice. But we want all our people to feel that same feeling that we feel. We can't really feel the bulk of it because we still got brothers and sisters out here suffering.
Right.
You understand? We still got our children out here dying and suffering. You know what I mean? So we can't really feel the whole brunt or the whole brunt of rejoice. You understand? We getting a little taste of it right here. When you come to the Isupk, we get a little taste of it. It's a little taste of heaven. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah.
But once our people come back, that's when we gonna feel the whole brunt of it. When our people start showing that brotherhood, when we start showing brotherhood to each other, when we start supporting each other, when we start taking care of each other, we're not supposed to be on welfare. The Bible tells us we're supposed to take care of our home. We're never supposed to look towards another man to help us. You understand? We're never supposed to take welfare from another man or another nation. You understand? Because what does that do? That hinders you. Taking welfare hinders you, because what does the white man say? Well, if you're on welfare, then you can't have a husband in the house. If you need welfare, then you're gonna have to take him to child support. You see how it destroys the family? It destroys the family structure. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the Most High tells us we're not supposed to take that. We're supposed to take care of our home. When we take care of that's what General Yohana does, right? Commander General Yohana takes care of us, right?
Yeah, right.
He puts it up, he does it up.
Right.
You understand? Just like he got that spot for us for this Passover, April the 9th. You understand what I'm saying? It's a beautiful spot. Beautiful spot. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the Most High tells us that we're not supposed to take handouts from other nations because handouts destroy you. And then what do they do? What do the other nations do when they give you a handout? What do the other nations do when they give you a handout? What do the other nations do when they give you a handout?
They can pay for them by ordering you around.
You said it though.
They give you some money.
They hold it over your head.
You can't have your husband in the house.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do this, and then you got to be here at 9 o'clock, and then you got to go to this program, and you got to do that. You can't take care of your kids. Send your kids over there. I'm gonna give you another $500, and we're gonna take it out of his ass right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do to us. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the Most High tells us we are not to accept that. But this is the reason why our sisters shouldn't put our sisters shouldn't put our brothers on child support.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta work it out. But this is the reason why he tells you gotta be patient and you gotta know who you're gonna be with. You gotta know that once you lay with this woman, you with this woman forever. Ain't no leaving. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
Sis, this your husband forever. Ain't no leaving. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be old and caning around together. Y'all gonna be old man walking together. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why you gotta have a discerning eye. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna be with this lady for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying? Because I done been through it. You understand?
Right.
And been with a broad and been like, no. You understand what I'm saying? Not knowing, not understanding. You know what I mean? You gotta have a discerning eye. You gotta, and that's why it's important to have a woman of the truth. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say you blessed and she blessed. That's special. You know what I mean? That's just how I be, man. Yeah, I'm praying with what you got. You know, we find me one. I mean, but with that, I want to say we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General Yohana. We have been bringing this truth since 1969, and what is that truth? That truth is that the so-called black, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And I'm going to pass the class over to Priest Officer Nathan Zoll.
This is a security announcement. We are the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They hate to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, pronounced Maestro. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher, priest funds, farewell offering, not mandatory whatsoever amount you like to give, upcoming holy events. We got the Hanukkah coming, December 12th. Check your school for further details. We want every academic out there to check in social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to become a trooper in school, he is to start wearing all black, which including black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. With that, we're going to give one person salute to the teacher.
In the Israel, mighty back, mighty rock. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb.
So it's just in Israel, mighty Shabbat, rock. Yahweh Shema Thou Shem Yahshua.
Y'all give it time.
Did you get it?
I was tripping about it. Add some extra shit on that motherfucker. All right. The class.